Hello, this video addressed to Honorable Holiness Pope Francis, Cardinal Gregory, and Theology Doctor Rev. Gonzalo Aemilius, Pope Francis, Personal Secretary, the Catholic congregations, and all other religions, congregation throughout the world. It's regarding to a 911 emergency directly called from heaven to Pope Francis and the Theology Doctor Rev. Gonzalo Aemilius. It has reached out to me on an email dated January 20, 2023. After my response, I received the second email from Pope Francis sent by his personal secretary, Dr. Gonzalo Aemilius, and the third email I received it today, January 26, 2023. Actually, the 911 emergency call involves everyone in this world, regardless of religions, country, color of skin, spiritual minister, government leader, and everyone. The reason that the Master of the universe make this call himself directly to Pope Francis, which is his personal secretary, answered the call. That relate to me on the first email from Dr. Rev. Gonzalo, Pope Francis, personal secretary. Holiness Pope Francis, Cardinal Gregory, and Dr. Rev. Gonzalo give me permission to explain to you a little bit about me, because this video is not done by me. After I read Dr. Rev. Gonzalo email today, my Divine Father, who is the Almighty Father of human race, which is the Master of the universe. When I speak about the Master of the universe, I'm speaking about Almighty, eternal, supernatural power that has no beginning, no end. Because this almighty, eternal, supernatural power always exists throughout the universe. That is the Master of the universe. Directly make this 911 emergency call to Pope Francis. the reason the Master of the Universe make this call to Pope Francis, the holiness that the Catholic addressed to. But with me, I'm a little bit different. So I am sorry, Pope Francis. I only can refer to you as Pope Francis. Because on the 911 emergency call, the Master of the Universe very clear say, deliver the message to my daughter, which you understand when he said, my daughter, the message to her, which is undivided. But this is another story, another fact that I will explain in different time. But this time, allow me to explain a little bit about me. I born into the Catholic family in North Vietnam. I have an uncle, Catholic priest. He's retired now, and currently he resides in the retirement home of Little Rock Diocese. I have a cousin who is a bishop, the late bishop. He was abbot of San Franciscan province in Dalat, Vietnam. I also have few more cousins, Catholic priests. Throughout my life, I practice Catholic faith. Sometimes I get mad. I stop going to church and I come back. But to the point, it was for 4 years. I went to Mass every day, receive Holy Communion. And I suddenly hear, back there I was receive a direct communicate with Messiah in Jesus of funny man, human voice, in my ear. Speak in my ear. Not in my head, outside in my ear. And through my dream. I dream every night since 1991. The first time I saw Messiah in Jesus funny man, which I rather relate to the Pope Francis on my email. But I did not know what the meaning. So to the time that time I saw Jesus, I say, Jesus, whatever you tell me, I do them. But don't appear in front of me and tell me to tell people that I see you. People are going to say that I'm crazy. Yeah, what I say, it was a revelation of future, of the journey, of my responsibility to my Divine Father, who is the Master of the Universe. My duty to everyone in this world, that my older brother, the Messiah, came at Jesus' funeral. He left without finish. And he promised that he sent another advocate who proceed from the Father. Proceed from the Father is mean born from the Father, all created by the Father from himself. In another word, Jesus as the Messiah is an advocate. The another advocate, he referred to me. It's also revealed in Genesis chapter 1, 26 and 27. So now we know the human race, fourth generation, have two genders, one male, one female. And that's why it say God identified as we, our, and us. This is only one Almighty God. There's no such of we, our, and us. But the we, our, and us refer to the two female human souls, one male and one female. That all human create male and female in image of God. So God is a single. It's only one God. But we, our, and us is referred to that two soul. So now I'm going to leave it here. I don't want to go into more. So for 4 years, I went to Mass every day at Good Shepherd Church in Mira Mesa, San Diego, California. I saw a lot of vision in that church. In fact, September 11, 2001, were revealed to me while I was in chapel of Good Shepherd. It's in my book. It was back I saw in 1994. And it did not happen until September 11, 2001. Then one day, let me back a little bit. For probably a year, now I received both from my Divine Father and the Messiah at Jesus in human language. Keep telling me, the bishop will excommunicate you. I did not talk back, but in my head I say, I did not do anything wrong. Why did the bishop excommunicate me? That's what I have. I hope for a while. And one day, it's during the week, during Lent season, I just come into the church. I just about to kneel down, make the sign of the cross. Jesus as a Messiah told me, you get up, leave, go home. I didn't understand why, but the power come through. I just get up and go home. That was the last time I attempted to attend Mass. That's it. But later on, once in a while, I still visit Blessed Sacrament Chapel in Good Shepherd. But later on, when I visit, it's very different. My feelings are very different. So it took me at least 6 months to share with my priest uncle in Arkansas. And what he responded to me was, everybody serve God. We don't serve any religion. And I say, okay, That was his agree with God. So that is about me. Let me go back to about situation in this world. That the heaven, actually the master of universe, make that 911 emergency call to Pope Francis. Pope Francis, you are the chosen one. Very special chosen one out of a Catholic Pope. And here I need to deliver this message that my Divine Father told me. The Theology Doctor, I cannot call you the Father. I have to address to you as a Reverend. Gonzalo Aemilius, you are predestined. So, it means you don't have a free will. It's too bad you don't want to hear this, but you don't have a free will. That's the reason you received that call. You will continue to receive more. I don't know, through your dream at night when you sleep, or through the vision. It's vision, I mean that you see with your spiritual eye, that the word called third eyes. Well, you are theologian, so you know what I'm talking about. I did not go to school on earth. I'm talking about earth level. I'm not go to school to be theologian. But I coming down, that already in me. So when I'm saying all this, I'm saying in my life, my soul life experience. So now I got the Pope Francis, got the message that you are a very special chosen one of all Catholic Pope. And Reverend Gonzalo, you are predestined. Tough luck, tough luck. I predestined. My life is very different. My life, I'm sharing my life, very suffering. Because I deal with a lot of difficult issues. But every time I thought, okay, I'm at the dead end. And suddenly it's flip up. And then a door opened for me. Always greater than the one before. Allow me back to my personal life a little bit. God will be done. It's not my will. It's my Divine Father, who is a master of the universe, will. I got married very young. I had 4 children. They're really, really good. Really, really good. Exceptional good. My marriage didn't work out. So I ended up with divorce. I went through a lot. I say to myself, I make a vow for myself. I'm not going to remarry. I'm not going to date anyone. Because I'm my children. I can take care of the 2 little ones until they finish college. And I can take care of myself. That's my vow. My vow didn't work. It absolutely did not work. For 7 years, I finally understood the dream I saw Jesus while I was in New Orleans. It was on August 2nd, 1992. I went to Bible school, taught by Michelle Cura in Anaheim. So I understand it a bit. So that was, tell me about me. And I said, holy God. And then I hear that I need to tell people that, yeah, I come from God. And I told my father, I said, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm your daughter. No. I keep saying, no. I talk back quite a whole lot. I talk to my ear when I'm driving home from Mass. Tell me, like back there with Jesus the Messiah, to go to Vietnam, fight for freedom of religions. I said, I don't like politics. I'm not going to do this. And then I hear that you can unify of all religion or unify the church, something like that. I say, I'm not going to do that. I don't even know the Bible. Why don't you choose a priest or a nun to do that for you? Jesus the Messiah say, I don't want the priest. I don't want a nun. I want you. So I don't have the answer for that. You see that? I feel I'm not doing. And I got off from work. I retired early. I end up with, I don't have anything to do now. Okay, I do it anyway. Ha! You see? And now continue on for several years, probably 10 years. Back. I heard that I need to remarry. There's a predestined marriage. And I say, predestined marriage? I was laughing. And then sometimes I say, nope, I'm not going to do it. So my Divine Father, the Master of the Universe, he put his foot down. How you deny a predestined marriage? In my head I say, predestined? Why God doing this kind of thing? You know, as a human, he allowed me to think that way. So I got contact from a U.S. Army Brigadier General, Donna Wood. I know there's a lot of scam out there, especially when speak about general. But this Donna Wood is very patient with me. He never asked me for money. He only said that he going to retire. Give him some advice for investment. He offered send money to me. I said, I don't want your money. And then we went to some kind of deal that invest for him on TripleNet, commercial property. And he say, I will wire to you $2 million. And you buy the property for me. I say, oh, no. You have to come back U.S. because you have to sign on the document, real estate document, and you pay them. I'm not going to do this because I knew he doesn't have any relative. He's the only child. From the investor that come from Denmark, when he was a little boy. So I knew if I do that, he's gonna put me on as the beneficiary. So I said, I'm not gonna do that. No. And one day he was talking about something, and it kind of odd to me. And then he was talking about his girlfriend back in instead. He was in Afghanistan. So I said, what? And then that night, my Divine Father tell me, he said, Adana, he need to speak to you with respect at his sister, not that way. I don't even know how to convey it to him. So I copied that down on my journal. And then I left him a message on Sky. We talk, we do audio talk. He called me. I cannot call him in Afghanistan. So when he read that, he's so happy. He knew now he has a sibling. So, he cared for me as his sibling. Make the long story short, I lost contact. Because of the United States government, the two-party politics, Democrat, Republican, they're fighting like this. By the time Donald Trump nominate the Lieutenant Governor Austin Scott Miller to Afghanistan as the top commander of U.S. force and NATO. The Washington orchestrate assassinate my predestined brother, Donna. He served in U.S. Army over 37 years of his life. During the time he was in Afghanistan, that year was 8 years. He served as United Nations peacekeeping. He special in Defense Criminal Investigation Service. So he's a head of the UN investigation unit in Afghanistan. Washington has CIA operatives, orchestrates, assassinates my beloved brother Donna and several American soldiers in his unit. They wipe out the entire unit, so there will be no real result from investigation in Afghanistan fit in the Bureau of Intelligence. That leaves 2 American CIA operatives to fit in with their only. That makes up fraud and lying. I'm speaking the American CIA operative always operate with frauds and lying. Eyewitness, I was in Vietnam. The interpreter told me, I owned the laundry and tailor concession. The interpreter told me, there was a teenager, make up this and give it to this soldier. So the soldier gives them money. And I said, why don't you tell them? Tell the American soldier. He say, interpreter say, we serve as interpreter. We are not advisor. You see, they're very careful with their job. You see, that is evident I hear. And a lot more I got recently. So after they assassinated my brother and several Americans, they preserved their body and put inside the mortuary of the Kabul military hospital. Nobody informed me. The DA, Afghanistan Bank, acting governor, contacted me a year and a half later after I lost contact of my brother. I prayed for him. I seek for an answer. My divine Father didn't tell me one way or another. When I got that email, I almost collapsed. I knew that time I lost my brother. In my family, my earthly family, I don't have a brother. I have two sisters. One died at early age, and one still alive in Orange County now. So I lost my brother. I told the bank, I need to talk to commander of U.S. force in Afghanistan. So the acting governor say, I don't know your brother when he was alive. I don't know who is the commander of U.S. force, but I can find you good information. So he gave me General Austin Scott Miller contact. So I wrote to General Miller. He responded to me. I never see this before. So in my head I say, what's wrong with this general? Where is his wife? And at the same time, there is a South African prophet. Well, he found me. I don't know him. He just found me. Up to now, I still haven't talked to him. I just receive whatever he hear from my divine Father and give it to me. He said, there is a man will come to love you forever. The Almighty say that you have to listen to him. But I say, listen to him, not obey him. They're two different things. Because I'm very careful with the word. So I sent it to General Miller. That's how we start. Now let me continue with General Miller. Now my brother was killed. Later on I find out that my divine Father tell me, Adana portrayed your brother Messiah as Jesus, a phony man, death. And I say, oh my God. That's why you have so much problem get your brother corp back to America. I still don't have his corp yet. Because the U.S. government blocked me to receive my brother Dana corp so I can lay him to rest. They even lied to me. They say that the United States Army don't have the Brigadier General Dana Ward. Looked like I was talking to ghosts before. What they were telling me? How can they tell me that I'm talking to a scammer? I know the difference. When is a scammer appear? When is a real person appear? Other day, my children was talking about, Mom, is that email from official email address or Gmail, Outlook? And my another daughter say, Mom, the email a lot of incorrect grammar. I know it wrong. Because language, perfect writing, like the United States government, they fit you liar. They writing very careful, so you believe them. But the one that do the real work, the one have a lot of love, they don't pay attention to grammar. Oh, spelling. Not they don't pay attention. But there are other things, the real thing that they have to focus on. The good people in government, all out there. The government you use, the government official email address, they monitor you, they arrest you, they cast you out. That's why I receive and I communicate with International Court of Justice, President, Judge Joanne Donahoe. She used her email with AOL. I communicate with United States Attorney General Merrick Garland. He emailed also AOL.com. But I knew because all this from that one to that one that come to me is also the change here. It's just not come from the blue out there and then sent to me. Even though come from out there stranger. I read the content. And my Divine Father tell me, especially when someone give me money, he told me, go back to that email. That's the real money. You see how God take care of you? You just don't hear directly from Him the way I do. But when you live your life under creation law, God will make sure that protect you. Pope Francis, I'm speaking to general public here. I'm not intend to speak to you and to Dr. Gonzalo and to Cardinal Gregory this way. But my Divine Father, tell me, put in the video and send to Cardinal Gregory so the world can hear the world can watch is a more result benefit this one than I put in a writing. That's what my Divine Father told me during the night. When I communicate with General Austin Scott Miller, the message from South African prophet, his name is Benjamin. I tossed it to him, and he said, oh, I had been divorced 6 years. It was in year 2000. And he said that I found my missing part, and I said, oh my God, that's what it was? So anyway, since I knew General Miller, and my Divine Father revealed to me back in Afghanistan, after General Miller confirmed by the United States Senator to General, from Lieutenant General 3-star to General 4-star. There's a lot of stone in his soul, his shoulder. They deployed him to Afghanistan. At the moment he got his foot on ground of Afghanistan, the Democrat, I'm sorry I don't speak about anyone in the Democrat Party, but there are certain Democrat I can name right now because I have evidence. Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy, Army Chief of Staff General Jim McConville, did you see that? President Biden, he's in the team with them. And the Joint Chief of Staff Chairman, General Mark Milley, and the same team for nearly 3 years, actually from September 2018 until now. They assassinate General Austin Scott Miller 16 times. They failed. They failed all 16 times. Because during their journey, every time they are about to hit, my Divine Father told me, and also from time to time, confirmed with the South African prophet. So I have General Miller move. That's why they failed. And they failed miserable. You know that when American CIA Alcatraz assassinated any country leader, they succeed. The success of Vietnamese President Nguyen Diem. President Nguyen Diem is a very good president. He's a Catholic ex-seminarian. He's a very good president. They execute him. They assassinated Iraqi Saddam Hussein. They assassinated Libya, Gaddafi. There's a lot more. But those are the ones that everyone knows. For the Vietnamese people, I born in Vietnam. Vietnam is my birth country. I have a word for all of you. I know a lot of you don't like, overseas in the United States, don't like the current government. But I'm telling you now, deal with them. Your hatred for them not gonna work. Your hatred for them only hurt you. I left Vietnam at 1:30 in the morning of April 28, 1995. I didn't want to go. But my divine Father forced me to go. You don't fight by God and you win. No. I'm telling you, you fight by God, you're going to lose. The more you fight, the more you suffer. So just don't fight. Just don't fight. I fought myself for at least 5 or 6 years. When I first knew that I have to do something, I got in a lot of pain for several years. I had no illness. My physical body filled with pain. That was the time that every day I go to Mass at Good Shepherd. It hurt to the point I have to twist my body to ease my pain. The more I felt, the more I hurt, to the point I gave up. That by then I did not know all this that I know now. So back to the Vietnamese in America and in other countries out of Vietnam. Please listen to me. Join me, join this one. Join me, okay? We can do a lot good to make change in Vietnam. The government of Vietnam officials, like all other government officials in the world. But I can tell you right now, if you compare the government officer of Vietnam to American official here, the Vietnamese government official a lot better than the United States government official. I'm not saying everyone. There are some good. But the problem we have here is mental illness. I already say on other video, 99% people have mental illness, a very level, a different kind. Mental illness is when your brain operates by the bad power, the very level. How they get in your brain and operating your body? Because you violate creation law. Creation law is written in the Bible. throughout the Bible, from Old Testament, New Testament, Book of Revelation, written in symbolism language. Creation law. When you explain meaning, it's going to be different from different people based on your heritage, your life, how you lived your life. You see? You eat spiritual food through your eyes, these eyes, and this ear. You eat spiritual food. Good or bad. And you go to church, you pray. Yeah, you do pray to God. But when you go home, I'm saying church in all religion. I'm not just say just Catholic church. So don't get me wrong on that. But when you out of the church, you do things against God's commandment. You hate so and so. You will steal stuff. You lie. Or you watch XXX movie, or you watch violent movie. You're in the church for what? An hour? A week? Oh, an hour a day? But how many more hours you outside the church? What you eat in the church is tiny bit of good spiritual food. What you eat in the temple, does it depend on what temple? When I say the church, I knew the church used by Christian. It's mean you know Jesus as a Messiah of fully God and fully man. A part of the Master. But in Genesis 1:26-27, one male, Jesus, and one female, created by the Master. That's why they are fully God and fully man. You eat this much, special food, good. You hear the priest read the Bible for you, this tiny. But you go out there, you watch the movie in the theater, it's shooting. 2-hour, 3-hour movie, TV. That's spiritual food. You feed your soul. And your soul generates your spirit. Now, your soul is not the one that operating your whole being. Your spirit is the one that do all the work. Bible say Adam and Eve. Adam symbolic of the soul. Eve symbolic of spirit. So because Eve from that Adam ribs, that Eve give birth to all the labor. So when you eat evil food, your soul is like a machine, generate big power for your mind, your entire whole being, your work. That operating in you. That's why you have physical illness. Some of the illness you inherited from your ancestor. Because your mind have a very level of mental illness. So only you based on, okay, the email have to come from the government official or organization official email address, and that be the real, otherwise gonna be scam. That's what my youngest daughter was telling me. But I know which one is real, which one is fake. And my older daughter said, Mom, the email from the Pope, the email's a lot of incorrect grammar. I didn't want to respond. But I'm saying now, she's gonna say, Mom, normally, you receive email or letter from the good people, good attention. It's not gonna be perfect English. Because God used symbolism, language. God doesn't use English. God doesn't use Italian. God doesn't use Vietnamese. God doesn't use a human language. You see that? But God gave it to you and me. The source for good fit your good heart and generate good result. Those are crap. The perfect English, the perfect Vietnamese. Don't believe them. Let me tell you something. I just heard last night. Let me back a little bit. So General Miller escaped death 16 times. The U.S. government in Washington and American embassy in Sudan, and they orchestrate mount explosion in my Airbus. You can see the Airbus right there, that one. When it parked on the ground of Khartoum Airport. Twice. The first was on June 1st, 2022. The father told me. And the father told the prophet in South Africa. So I told Jenna Miller, honey, there's a bomb in the aircraft. So he go to South Sudan, National Chief Police. He's a Muslim. This police chief is a Muslim. Told him what happened. So the chief police high bomb squad. I have to pay $1,000 to bomb squad. They searched my Airbus 319-100. They found bomb. They took it out. You see how God does? The United States government failed blow my Airbus. The second time, it was on June 21st. When I got it, was in the morning. So I told General Miller, say, honey, can you have them search the aircraft? There's maybe the bomb there. So they search outside. I told them search the outside. At the time, the pilot about to take off, General Miller didn't feel right. He said, "Hold, don't take off yet. Let me search the aircraft again." So the former NATO chairman at the United Kingdom, Chief Marshal, and the Indonesia aviation engineer found the bomb. It was within hours, so there's no way can go get the bomb squad. So they removed it out of my aircraft. And the aviation engineer tried to disable it, so it explodes. Injure the engineer. Injure the former NATO chairman. That's why God, the Master of the Universe, moved General Miller from Khartoum to Port Sudan. He gave instruction to South Africa how to go from Khartoum to Port Sudan. It was 10-hour drive. So I gave it to General Miller. It broke my heart because he went through so much, and I don't have very much money. I have to support him. He doesn't have access to his bank account in America. I don't know what the heck he said before he left America. I don't know. Give detail. One, he had to go, here to go. And I find out it was a Catholic church, Good Shepherd. So I text to him, I say, "Honey, where you go, that will be Catholic church. It's called Good Shepherd." So I sent to him my uncle picture of his 25th priesthood anniversary with me and my uncle and the celebration, and my cousin Bishop Abbot of San Francisco, for him to show it to the priest. That turned out now is Camboni order priest, Reverend Abraham Dodo. I already explained that too on my email to Pope Francis. So he was there for 3 months. And the other way he forgot to do, he got the Muslim chief of police from Khartoum to Port Sudan. And they end up with stay with General Miller inside the Good Shepherd Palace. I knew that God wanted the chief police who Muslim to see how the Christians do things. I knew that. I knew that very well. So on the day about to take off from Port Sudan, they tried to shoot down my Airbus so they can kill everybody. But they failed. They failed. I told General Miller. So they arrived in London safely in Heathrow Airport. Interestingly, I did not know that. But after he arrived, he and his team arrived in London, I know he waited for former NATO chairman. So I've been wrote to NATO chairman. He finally responded to me because he got injured So we have to send him to Britain Embassy. At Britain Embassy, take care of him and flew him back to London. So, and his NATO chairman wife, love God. He does work in the church. So my Divine Father would tell me, at that church gonna help Austin. And I don't know how to convey this. I better make the long story short. At the Master of the Universe, got General Miller and all the team attend the Kingdom of Rima International Church service on Sunday. And they moved into the Paris house. General Miller supposed to deliver my official letter announced Jesus as the Messiah already back on earth this Sunday. And after he complete his assignment, he will leave London to San Diego, back home. Now you see how God does things. And let me back to doing last night. Master of the Universe, my Divine Father told me. He pointed out to United States Attorney General. He said, daughter, don't believe anything what he and the government officer tell you. You respond accordingly for outcome result. But you believe the elder and the pastor of Kingdom of Rima, Pope Francis, and the priest he referred to, Dr. Gonzalo Aemilius. He say they are there. It means that the Kingdom of Rima and the Catholic, they are there to take care of you. To understand what the Master of the Universe say to me, there are a lot of religion out there. They practice things. They worship things incorrectly. So that the Master of the Universe give me or order me to believe in this too, as the Catholic and the Kingdom of Rima. I think you know Rima is the word, the same meaning of word, God word, that's what it is. I look it up. That's how I know. So there's only two. Master of the Universe, very clear to me. He's a very black and white. These are the only two that he accepted. He appointed in front of him as the religion, obeying the Creator law. Look, nobody perfect. Nobody perfect, okay? Nobody perfect because of religion created by people. Catholic, by people, by a pastor. Did you see what I'm saying? A pastor of people. It did not created by Jesus as a Messiah. I don't see, because God removed my father removed me from the Catholic Church. I don't belong to any religion. I cannot. I already told Jenna Miller, I say, you read my officer letter to the Kingdom of Rima International Church. You can stay there for service. But for me to come in any church, to talk, or to share with the congregation of what the Master of the Universe gave me, I cannot sit there and watch the whole Mass. As you see what I'm saying? See, so I'm here. My divinity working on high level with the Messiah. And the Father, let me back to our Almighty Father, working very hard in power level. You need to understand everything created in the power level before it comes down to earth. Messiah, come at Jesus, use the human word, human language, say, I am a vine. You are a branches. Without me, you do nothing. In another word, that without power, nothing could happen. Now, I want to speak one more thing. The video is too long. No one have the right to kill yourself or kill other people. Abortion or murder, that's the must end. Abortion or murder, that's a must end, and. Women have no right to murder the physical lie, not even completely formed. The lies is based on human soul, not the human physical body. Is not the right word, but physical body is just a small, short-term part. Soul never dies. Woman, you don't have a right, any right, to abort unborn babies. I hold against everyone murder unborn children through abortions. I hold against other women. I hold against a doctor, nurses, and everyone advise a woman to abort unborn children. When I say I hold against you, it means the order from my divine Father that hold against every one of you. Women, you discipline your life. Don't just see a man and wrap your underwear, have sex. Discipline your behavior. If you accidentally get pregnant, bring the child in the world and raise the child. If you're unable to do that, give it to others so they can take care of the baby. Pope Francis, Cardinal Gregory, Pastor Charles in Kingdom of River, Dr. Rev Gonzalo, I choose you. And all the Catholic clergymen, all the cardinal, bishop, priest, and all the Christian ministers. Take this order, broadcast everywhere in the world, to end killing unborn baby right away, immediately. That included in the 911 emergency call to Pope Francis for my divine father, dead doctor. Gonzalo answered that call for Pope Francis. Another form of murder. This is a painful. My only father was killed in the battlefield. I'm a victim of the war on earth level. I watch people killed in Afghanistan. I watch people killed in Iraq. Now I watch people killed in Ukraine. Supporting Ukraine by saying artillery, gun bomb to them, and fight that not supporting, that is a murder. This must end. And it is now. Pope Francis, Father say, that 911 emergency call also included you need to talk to the Orthodox Christian in Russia. To all the Russian to immediately withdraw from Ukraine. Pope Francis, you can do that. I know you can do that. Just make one arrangement, video call, and the two of you chat. Because the power already working in heaven. It's righty. Pope Francis. He has to make that video call to Orthodox Christian leader in Russia tell the president of Russia withdraw. They will do it. They will do it. Because of the price. The more people die, the more ration people have to pay in very different form. And the more price all the countries send in arteries, weapon taxpayer have to pay. That's why the bill that I built to United States government, a lot of punitive damage payment. I don't want to release the bill right now. I asked you, Cardinal Gregory, can you have your assistant make a call to the House of Representatives Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, for him either directly contact me or he deputy contact me. I need ASAP for Speaker McCarthy to contact me. Because the federal government, the more delay, the more people die in Ukraine. The more suffering, the more damage. Pope Francis, Cardinal Gregory, we are fight. We fight with our Almighty Father power. We fight with love and care. We don't fight like government with gun and bullet and artery and murder, hatred. You see that? So I'm gonna need to end it now. I think Father done what he said. Not yet. I can see not yet. Okay. He said that tell Pope Francis he loved you. He said that he called Gonzalo. He called you Gonzalo. He didn't call you Doctor. Gonzalo and Gregory. He loves you. This is a very rare. I hear it from here. That's why I pause. I listen before I speak to you. I will say goodbye. And we are here together to build the kingdom of heaven on earth, to benefit everyone's soul and physical life while they're on earth. We build this world together with love from our heart and service, with honesty. We have to kill the fraud and lying that operate by the U.S. government in Washington. I have a lot of evidence show that the White House, Treasury Department, Department of State, Department of Justice, I call the Department of Injustice, operate based on fraud and lying. Don't believe everything FBI tell you. They operated in the same lying and fraud spirit. So, I will ask the Master of Universe, my Divine Father, and the Messiah to protect you, all of you, and to guide you. And I say goodbye. Thank you.